Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to come to you guys with a quick haul video. So these are some of the things that I got in preparation for the new, I have a couple of shows that I plan on doing this year for crafting. So I wanted to come and share a couple of the items that I've purchased in order to make things for the craft show. So you'll see here, all of this stuff is from Amazon, only because I do have some craft shows that are happening pretty soon. I did not want to wait for Temu and all these other vendors to potentially provide, some of these items. So I just went off of Amazon and what they could potentially, I can order pretty quick. And I do have like a price list here just in case anyone is interested to kind of grab a couple of these items. So we'll start with this guy. These are acrylic beads. These are teddy bears. So if you're doing like beadable pens, charms, anything like that, these are really, really cute. Look at that. That is so cute. So I got one set of these. These were a set of, get my paper. These are a set of 22 millimeters, assorted colors, as you can see. And these are priced at $8.99. But for the size and the color, the iridescence, you get quite a few of them, which I love. And these can go for pretty much anything. They have a nice size hole here at the bottom and at the top that you can see. So these will be really cute, as toppers and, top beads and things like that. So these will be really cute to add to my collection, my stationery and things like that I'm doing for the craft fairs this year. Just grab these guys. The next thing here that I have is, sorry for the noise. The next thing I have here are these spacers. Now these are the silicone spacers. I like these a lot, especially, I do have a lot of the rhinestone ones, but these come in handy a lot. They're a lot easier to use, and you'll see like throughout my haul, I do have a couple that are pretty much like this, that have this, like, I prefer the silicone over wooden anything. I will be using the wooden one for, different crafts and things like that, but these I thought were really nice because they come in the variety pack. They have a nice big hole here. So let's see the price for these. The price for these looks like for a pack of 180, you get these for $7.99, and you get 180 in the pack. Some of your packs probably come with these, the same type of lentil spacers. Let's see what they're called. Silicone lentil beads. Yeah. So these are 12 millimeters. They come in 30 different colors. They're good for jewelry, lanyards, bead making, necklaces, things like that. But, we tend to use everything for everything anyway on our end. So those are pretty. Then I got this full set and this full set as well. Both of them come with 100 pieces. So you have, a wide range of pieces to mix and match and choose from. Thought these were really pretty. These do go into my pastels and that kind of aesthetic that I normally, work with. So these will be good for potentially maybe spring and summer, but I'm actually using these for winter. I like to do things kind of out of the box in that space. So these I'll definitely be using for some Christmas and, elements and things like that. That's just me. And then, what did I say for these? The price for these is $9.99 for this one was $9.99, but this one was on clearance for $4.99. Both of them 100 pieces, 12 millimeters. So nice size. You can't go wrong with that. The other thing that I have here is just this adhesive ribbon. So I'll tell you a little bit about what my plan is with these, because you'll see a couple of these in my haul. So these adhesive ribbon, I'm actually thinking about doing, instead of buying so many pens with the actual sugar on them, I'm thinking about potentially stocking up in some of these kind of beautiful iridescent stars and, you know, chunky glitter, things like that. This was $4.29. So if I buy a stack in a bulk of the actual non-rhinestone, just the plain pens, I feel like I have a better investment, because I can use maybe just this much of it to wrap around the pen, instead of purchasing the more expensive pens that have the sugar or the rhinestones on it. So, you know, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna test the ratio of spending to do that. So this was $4.29, and it gives you, I don't know if it shows you exactly how many yards or anything like that, but, you know, I just thought it was really pretty, and it fits into kind of my winter-esque kind of theme, because I'm going more ice blues, pinks, sparkly kind of deal. And I thought that was really cute. And I feel like we can buy self-adhesive kind of ribbon and chunky glitter stuff anywhere, but it kind of gets a little more expensive when you get into the actual sugar coated kind of pens that are already made for you. So I'll get into that next. These are just some more stopper beads, spacers or stoppers. And these are, you know, you can use these for bracelets or your pens, or, you know, whatever you have that you may need to, you know, formulate some stopping power. It comes 300 in a pack, and these are $5.99. So, you know, pretty good prices. You know, you don't have to break the bank for these, and you get quite a few in the package. As I mentioned before, these are some of the rhinestone tapes. So I wanted to do a more economical, sorry for the noise, a more of an economical kind of take on, you know, some of the bead work that I've seen on some of these really elaborate pens. Then you could potentially use this for more of the spacing, because you're not limited to just doing, you know, up here. You can potentially, you know, wrap it a little bit further if you wanted to, but just leave enough space for the customer to turn the pen. So you can, you know, get really tricky with this. You can add it, you know, within your beading and things like that. You can even add a little bit to the top here. So, you know, you have a couple of options. So this was a pack of, so you can see it's multicolored, pack of 12. So this pack of 12 was $9.99. So self-adhesive, mixed colors, rhinestone yard tape. So these are strips and things like that. And you can, you know, you can use them for package decoration. You can use them for anything, but I thought that was a great deal. So essentially what I wanted to do was just throw in the actual, the regular pens and just add some of this. But I'll do a video on that so we can see how that works, and if it's cost effective, you know, you guys can try that as well. And the last two things that I got off of this one was this static pouch. So I wasn't familiar with this, but I am now. This is a static pouch that you actually use. So I've been making like some shaker charms and things like that. And what I've experienced is that the actual glitter and things, they start to get stuck to the inside of the packaging. And then when I go to shake it, you know, it takes a lot for you to actually get the shaker beads to actually move around. But I've been watching this lady from, I believe she's in Scotland or something like that, on YouTube. I follow her, Positively Paper Crafting. I'll link her below so you guys can get an idea of what she works on. And she mentioned that she uses things like this to kind of wipe inside of her shakers and stuff like that to make sure that things can move around. She does a lot with like vellum and, you know, paper crafts and things like that, to where she uses foam tape to give it like a 3D kind of look. But this is cool. So I'm going to try this out. We'll see how that goes. And the last thing that I got from this haul was these sugar pens. Now, for these pens, as you can see, you get quite a lot of colors here. You get pinks and blacks and white and, you know, quite a different array of colors. I love that they even included like a brown one. I thought that was like so like chocolate. And this full pack of pens, I'll tell you how many is in this pack. It's a 90-piece kit, so 30 pens, plus you get the packaging and you get refills. So 30 pens, 30 refills, and 30 packaging. But as you can see, you know, nice quality, you know, sugar-esque, you know. So you do get at least 2 of each color, which is great. Some of them, they do give you 3. So I did see 3 black ones. That works for me. So we do have 3 black ones. And there's another one here. So that's really pretty. So I am going to work through these over the next couple of weeks. And if I do tape video montage and things like that, I'll definitely clue you guys in on what more to come with these guys. And let me see, I'm looking around to see if there was anything else. I think that's all that I got off of this order. So a little mini haul, but you know, it does have some substantial items here. Look at this pretty one. This one is red. You know, but it has the pinks and the purples and the light pinks and things like that. So I thought that was really pretty. So stay tuned for more on that, guys. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the haul. Bye for now, guys.